Hello, I'm Beverley Glock. Welcome to my Christmas. So your gingerbread biscuits are out of the oven. They've cooled down completely and gone lovely and hard. You can start icing. Now the full instructions on mixing up the royal icing and the two different consistencies that you need to get to are explained in detail in video content on the app. So refer to that if you need to. This is the most difficult bit because you've got to colour and get your icing to the right consistency. So I've got, I don't know, about 6 or 7 different colours here, from pinks and greens to reds, you know, lots of different colours. And these are all in a piping bag. These are at soft peak consistency. And then I've thinned out my icing and popped them in these squeezy bottles in run out or flooded consistency. So these are a lot thinner. Now you can either use a number 2 nozzle to do the outlines or just cut a little tiny bit off the end. If you haven't got loads and loads of number 2 nozzles, and that's the easiest way to do it, have a piece of kitchen roll so you can use that as your scribble pad for if something goes wrong. And if you do a biscuit that you've never iced before, a different shape, then use the cutter to trace an outline either on some parchment or on some kitchen roll, and practice with the icing so you can get the effect you want rather than waste biscuits. But if you do go wrong, just eat your biscuit anyway. So I'm going to show you how to do this type of icing, which is really, really easy, squiggly icing, and also the sort of Mr. Kipling party ring effect icing. So starting with this one, on the stocking, you use your piping icing, and all you're going to do is basically squiggle. This is great, you know, this is a really good one to get children involved with, because all you're doing is going up and down. Don't worry about going over the hole, because you can always re-pinch that. When you start with your piping bag, if your icing's been sitting there for a while, just get rid of the end bit. And just keep squiggling. Use your piping bag. Make sure that your piping bag isn't actually touching the biscuit. If it touches the biscuit, you'll drag. And if you go and do something, you think, oh, it's gone horribly wrong, just use your finger, wipe it off, and start again. Alternate your colours. We're just trying to keep these to a very similar thickness for the stripes. And you see the yellow is going to go over that purple splodge. You won't even know it was there. And finish off with some blue on the toe. There you go. How easy was that? Now if you want to add in some silver balls, what you would do is just add a stripe along the top in a coordinating icing, and then press the silver balls in there. If the icing dries before you've finished off your line of silver balls, then just add some more icing, and then you just carry on all the way along and then do the rest. Now to do the Mr. Kipling effect. This involves drawing an outline and then flooding the biscuit. So start off with your piping icing, keep the tip away from the biscuit. It will give you an awful lot more flexibility and it won't drag the icing. If you go horribly wrong and make a wibble like that, then don't worry about it. Wipe it off either with your finger or a knife, and then join the line up and carry on. What you're trying to do is make a wall around your biscuits, that when you flood the biscuit with a flooded icing, it won't fall off the edges. Now I need a wiggly bit for my top. Now, leave that to dry for about 5 to 10 minutes. You can leave it overnight if you want. You just want that wall to be quite solid before you flood it. When you start to do your flooded icing, give the bottle a shake, but make sure you shake it over your kitchen roll rather than the biscuit. Get it going on the kitchen roll first and then fill in the biscuit. Now you can either use the tip or a cocktail stick to get it to the edges. You don't want to put so much icing in that it's going to flood over the top, because you're going to add extra icing, and if there's too much icing in the centre part then it will break your walls. So any small fiddly bits, just even your icing out with a cocktail stick. Now I'm going to play on the safe side here, and I'm going to increase the height of my wall just to make sure that my icing doesn't go over when I add the different colours. And to do that, I'm just going to build another wall around my first one, which will give me an extra bit of height and stop the additional icing overflowing. It's a bit like building a sandcastle when you want to add the seawater and you don't want it to go over the edge. Now I'm going to use the flooded icing in the bottles again. Get it going on your kitchen roll and then just put stripes going across. Right, your stripes, don't worry if they're a little bit crooked or they've got a little bit of gap in them, don't worry about that at all. Now use a cocktail stick, start at the top and just very gently drag the lines down. You can see you've got that effect. I'm making it slightly curved to give the illusion that the bauble biscuit is curved. Just gently put it through, don't go all the way down to the biscuit, and make sure that you wipe the tip of your cocktail stick after each one. And there you go. Really easy to do and very dramatic effect.